Hey everyone, welcome to the Growth Zone. These are your hosts, George
and Kate.
And today we're diving into a topic that I bet all of us can relate to. You know that burst of energy you get when you first start something new? It's like, this is it, I'm going all in. Maybe it's a new project, a goal, or a habit you've been excited about. But after a while, that disappears and you're left wondering, where did all my motivation go?
Sound familiar? I bet it does. Today, we'll get into why that happens and, more importantly, how to keep your motivation alive, even when the excitement starts to fade. By the end of this episode, you'll have some real strategies to help you stay on track and keep pushing forward no matter what. All right, let's jump in. So, George, what is motivation, anyway?
Motivation is that inner drive, that pushes, that gets you up and moving. This is the reason why you start working out, pick up a new skill, or decide to finally focus on that side project. But here's the tricky part. Motivation doesn't always last. It can come and go, and that's where things can get a bit frustrating. There are two main types of motivation, intrinsic and extrinsic.
Oh, that sounds fancy. But actually, it's really simple. So, intrinsic motivation is the kind that comes from inside you. You do something just because you genuinely enjoy it or find it meaningful. Let's say you love reading. You're not reading to impress anyone or get a reward. You're doing it because you're curious and enjoy discovering new ideas. You don't need anyone clapping for you to keep going because the joy comes from within. Here's another example. Think of someone who loves drawing. They might not even show their art to anyone, but they keep going because the drawing itself makes them happy. That's intrinsic motivation. This type is super powerful because it doesn't rely on outside factors. You're motivated by what's inside, and that's a strong, lasting kind of drive.
Then we have the extrinsic motivation. You do something because you want a specific outcome. Like you might go to work every day, not because it's your passion, but because you need the paycheck. Or maybe you're studying hard to get a high grade or to impress others. It's not that you love studying or working, but you're motivated by what you'll get in return. Extrinsic motivation can work well, especially for tasks you might not enjoy all that much. But here's the catch. When that reward feels far away or stops being important, motivation can fade away. Imagine you're working on a project just to get praise, and then suddenly no one's paying attention anymore. Your drive might drop because it was only based on that external reward.
So here comes the big question. Why do we start something feeling all pumped up and then lose steam? I like to call this the motivation dip. There are a few reasons for this dip, and I bet at least one will feel familiar. The first reason is that initial excitement meets reality. Think about it. When we first set a goal, we're all fired up. Our brain even releases dopamine, which is like a natural high. It makes us feel amazing and ready for anything. But then, as time goes on, we start to notice that progress is slower than we thought, obstacles come up, or things are simply harder than expected. That initial high fades, and with it, so does our motivation. For example, maybe you set a goal to start going to the gym. At first, you're so excited that you've got all the gear, a workout plan, and everything. But after a few weeks, you're sore and tired, and it's tough to keep going. That initial excitement is gone, and reality kicks in.
Another reason we lose motivation is a lack of clear goals and steps. Sometimes we're excited to start, but don't have a concrete plan for how to actually get there. Imagine saying, I want to get fit, but not setting specific steps like working out 3 times a week or eating balanced meals. Without those clear steps, it's easy to get lost, overwhelmed, or even discouraged, and then, well, we give up. Here's an example. Let's say you want to learn a new language. If you just say, I want to be fluent, but don't break it down, like learning 10 words a day, practicing for 30 minutes each morning, you might get overwhelmed by how far you have to go and just stop altogether.
Relying too much on rewards is another reason for losing motivation. If you're only motivated by outside factors, like impressing people or earning a reward, it's easy to lose interest when those rewards feel far away or don't seem important anymore. Take the example of working on a project just because you want a promotion. If the promotion is delayed or if you don't get it, your motivation might crash. Why? Because the drive was all about that reward, not because you enjoyed or valued the project itself.
The next one's big, the fear of failure. Sometimes we start something and slow down because we're afraid we won't succeed. This fear can make us procrastinate, doubt ourselves, or even quit just to avoid the possibility of failing. Maybe you've started a big project and then stopped because you thought, what if it doesn't work out? That fear can be paralyzing and a huge motivation killer.
So now we understand why motivation can wane, and I'm excited because this is my favorite part of the show, sharing tips that truly make a difference. Plus, as a special bonus, you can download a free PDF with all the insights and practical exercises right from the description box.
Tip number 1, know your why. Ask yourself, why am I doing this? Get down to the heart of it. Maybe you're working out because you want to be healthy for your family, or you're learning a skill because it's part of a bigger dream. The clearer and more personal your why, the easier it'll be to push through, especially when things get tough. Here's a practical example. Say you're studying for a tough exam. Instead of just thinking, I have to pass, try to focus on why you want to pass. Maybe it's to improve your career or to prove to yourself that you can do it. When you focus on the deeper reason, it's easier to keep pushing.
Tip number 2, break it down. Big goals can feel overwhelming, so break them down into small, manageable steps. If your goal is to write a book, don't think about writing 200 pages. Start by writing 1 page a day. Each small step is an achievement that keeps you moving forward and feeling motivated. An example here, let's say you're learning guitar. Instead of aiming to play a whole song in a week, start with just a few chords. Once you get those down, build on them. Each small win will keep you going.
Tip number 3, focus on the process, not just the end goal. It's easy to get stuck focusing only on the finish line. But if you're only thinking about the end, you're setting yourself up for frustration, especially when progress feels slow. Instead, try to enjoy the journey itself. For example, if you're on a fitness journey, don't just focus on the end goal of losing 20 pounds. Enjoy the little victories, like lifting heavier weights or running a bit longer. Focusing on each step makes the whole process more enjoyable and keeps you motivated.
Tip number 4, find a support system. Sometimes motivation comes from knowing that others are rooting for you. Share your goal with a friend, family member, or online community. Having someone to check in with can push you to keep going, even on days when you feel like giving up. Let's say you're trying to quit smoking. Tell a friend who can check in on you. They'll keep you accountable and remind you why you're doing it. Sometimes just knowing that someone else cares about your progress can give you the extra push you need.
Tip number 5, celebrate small wins. Finally, don't forget to celebrate along the way. Every little success counts, so treat yourself when you hit a milestone. Maybe you buy yourself a little something, take a day off, or just do something you enjoy. Celebrating small wins keeps you in a positive mindset and reminds you that you're making progress. For instance, if you're saving money, treat yourself to a small reward every time you reach a savings goal. This doesn't just motivate you, it makes the journey enjoyable too. All right, so here's the takeaway. Motivation isn't some magic thing that just sticks around on its own. It's normal for it to come and go. The key is to find your inner why. Break down your goals, enjoy the journey, get support, and celebrate the small wins along the way. Remember, motivation can dip, but that doesn't mean you should stop. When you know why you're doing something and have a plan, it's a lot easier to keep that spark alive.
Thanks for tuning into the Growth Zone, and I hope these tips help you stay motivated. Until next time, stay inspired.